So night school.
Night school. Night school.
What is it? What is night school all about?
Night school is like the one place on the world that you can head to, and the only admission is effort and willingness. That's it for 7 days. It's the place for that you, wherever you are, can head to and get it all together. Your ideas, your dreams, your business, your life, what's working, what's not working.
Yeah.
And it's not like a starting point. It's not for starters. It's for people who've been in the game for a gazillion years, but they're still like, what do I do right now? It's 33 hours of education and teaching where I, take the essence of what does it really mean to actually do the damn thing? What does it mean to trust yourself when all else feels lost? And really like, where does my story fit in? Where does my story fit into what I'm trying to do?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything like it. I don't think there's anything like it because I've looked. There's
Right.
nothing like it. There's nothing where you can get your whole self together in 7 days.
So with all the seasons and all of the past night schools that you've done, like how did it even get started?
How did night school get started?
I love this story, by the way.
It's such a wild story because it almost doesn't make sense. And right now, I think we're on semester like 16, 17 or something like that. And I'm the dean of night school. But hear me out. I was keynoting and teaching a lot across the U.S. and outside of the U.S., Canada and a couple of other countries. And there would always be these questions. And the name of the game is, one, let me try and ask the person as many questions as I can, but you can only ask so many questions, right? Right after you go home, you think about it, and then you're like, oh, what about this? How do I do that? So I'd constantly get these emails, and I wanted to help the person. I saw my peers determined to sell courses and endless courses and opt-ins and endless opt-ins and then webinars where they just sprinkled some information, but they didn't really help people. And I looked at all those models, and I gotta be honest with you, Matt, I wasn't about that life.
Yeah.
It just felt like, one, it was incomplete. Two, not a bait and switch, but it was like the person came for an answer and they got hype,
Right.
but did they get a solution?
That leads to results.
That leads to results that
Yeah.
they can actually apply. So for me, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna create a course. I'll take the same content that at that time, I think I had moved from one-on-one consulting, which I was doing very high-level consulting for companies who were doing between maybe 5 and 25 million.
Right, you're also known as the shadow CEO.
The shadow CEO, correct. So I had been doing a lot of consulting for big manufacturing companies or big service-based companies. Then I slid into running some masterminds with companies who were nearing the $750,000 mark. And as wild as it sounds, one day I just said, there's gotta be a way to help the person who just needs some help. And they don't need to have to define or explain to somebody like, what kind of help? Because sometimes you don't even know what kind of help you need.
Right.
You just know that I'm lost. I'm lost, and I
And
need
you
to be
don't know
found.
who to go
and I need to be found.
to find, yeah.
And I kind of need my place to sort out. So you know what most people do? They mess around and head to church during those times. They head to church and they have a period where they keep heading to church. And I knew that at that time, we couldn't do, like, I didn't have the bandwidth to develop something like that. Not that I was trying to build a church, but, So I said, well, I'm gonna take everything that I teach our mastermind, which we were charging anywhere north of 20 to 25K for the year for those experiences. So the exact same content, I said, I was just gonna give it away for free. And I know it sounds wild, but for me, I believe that you build a relationship by giving your very best to somebody and then coming back and like all things kind of fall in between.
Right.
So it was me haphazardly in a garage in Los Angeles, in my garage. I don't want to make it sound like it's a random garage. It was my own garage with the washer and dryer. And I, with the help of Ana Gonzalez, who happened to be taking a sabbatical from her life, she said, why don't you just teach everybody? We'll invite them to a whole week and we can answer all their questions. And I was like, yes, and we'll do it in the frame of night school. I went to night school. Without night school, I would not have graduated from high school.
Wow. I didn't know that part of your story. Like,
Yeah, I went to night school. So I dropped out of school in the junior year. I dropped out of school because I felt like no one cared. And it was layered, I felt like no one cared going into it. But I was 2 weeks into junior year. It was about 10 in the morning, second period. Miss Montoya, I want to say her name. She was a substitute teacher and a repetitive at our school. I don't know what I said to her, but her response to me was, Tiffany, you're like a cockroach, and I just want to step on you and get rid of you.
Oh.
And I was so like that, like, you know, as a teenager.
Right.
I was not more than furious. I was angry, I was hurt. And it was a mirror of how I felt about my life in general.
Yeah.
So I picked up all my stuff, I walked out, and I unenrolled from school. That day changed my life. Because in senior year, I thought that I could just unenroll in school and then saunter into life, but it did not work like that. Apparently you need this GED, apparently you need a
Those
high school
little
diploma
letters,
and all this other stuff. And I was like, and I was an honors student. I was in AP classes. Isn't that crazy? That I dropped out of school like
Even
that.
yeah.
Pain is pain.
It's interesting that that your night school and you creating night school, going to night school is all such a big part of your story. Because Do the Damn Thing's mission is to tap into the world's untapped potential using the power of story. How is night school right now? Like, how does it help the movement of what you're trying to create and what we are trying to create at Do the Damn Thing? Like, how does night school play a part in that mission?
So Do the Damn Thing's whole objective is to tap into the world's untapped potential. But I'm specifically looking for the person every day when I wake up, for the person who doesn't believe that they have potential. You get it? Like they're getting older and they are like me. They're the 17-year-old version of me, or 16, who hears a teacher say, you're useless. And at that moment, because everybody else was saying it, I believed it.
Yeah.
You know, like her statement wasn't unique.
Yeah.
You know, and so I believed it. And so I got lost, and I felt lost, and I was more than empty. I wanted to die. Like, that's just the fact. Like, I don't want people to ever think I was just like, oh, I'm sad. No, I was like, this life, I'm good. When I made a decision that I needed this, like I needed a high school diploma, in senior year, I went back to my school, and there was this teacher named Mr. Ayers. He wasn't very nice, but he knew who I was. And I was like, how do I graduate, you know? And he told me, like, you got a lot of work you have to do, but if you can do all the work and you're willing to do all the work, I'll help you catch up of what you missed. Because I dropped out and I self-enrolled I self-enrolled in a BS way. I self-enrolled in homeschool. And
You're like, I'm gonna teach myself.
I'm dead serious. I would ask my friends what they were reading. It was really ridiculous. And I made up a bunch of work. It was really ridiculous. Anyhow, but that's a great version of doing it on your own.
Yeah.
So I knew, like, like in order to get out of my house, you get it? Like, for now, it became like survive. I have to survive. And that's what Do the Damn Thing is. We don't I don't promise to any person who's trying to change their life, like, hey, come over here and let's make $1 million.
Right.
Come over here and let's, you know, it's not about that.
Right. And for some people, that's so, like, it's unintangible. Like, they can't see it, they can't feel it.
Because they don't need it.
Yeah, they're just trying to get to be feeling whole and feeling complete and feeling happy.
Yes, to a place where they can, like, be okay and like life can be okay. You know what happened when I was in junior and I dropped out? Now I'm at home. I took 2-3 jobs. I was by myself even more. I was way more isolated than I realized. My parents and my world and my brothers, like, no one really paid me any mind. No one really cared. They were just doing all their own thing. Everybody in my home was doing their own thing. And I was just like collateral in this very weird occasion. I mean, not occasion, very weird, like, equation. So when I got to like maybe May or July of that year, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, there's no way out. Now I needed a way out of this because I was losing it. I was losing in different ways. Now my depression level, or like I want to die, like all these things, they went from bad to like ridiculous.
It's like the volume got turned up on them.
Yeah, for sure. Because there was no one to talk. Like, I had a best friend. She didn't go to school with me, you know, and she lived far away. And my parents were like, Tiffany dropped out of school. You know what? Why don't you go hang out with these other friends, you know? And so it kind of became I was in a weird place in my life. And my parents, neither of them were like, go back to school. They were like,
again, on your own.
100%. They were like, so when I decided to go back, I know I'm long-winded, but when I decided to go back, Mr. Ayers was like, you have a lot of work to do. And he's the one who said, have you ever been to night school? You're in night school. And I was like, no. And he was like, you're gonna have to go to night school. Like, I don't see how you could graduate without doing this, and this credit. And I was like, So I kind of lived like going to school in my own way. I still didn't have it all the way together. I did not. I don't want you to think for a second that I was like there at 8 o'clock and leaving at 2:30. Now I was in a different level of depression. Crazy things were happening in my house. Now I'm just trying to survive. I'm really trying to survive mentally and emotionally. It is so bad when I'm 17. So when I go back to school, like I'm battling this very fine line and I'm so alone, but being in the building made me feel like it was possible. That's what night school is. It's like, just get in the building.
Yeah.
It's like I guess subconsciously I created it as a different way of saying, hey, like, don't give up.
I was just gonna say, like, if in looking at like the trajectory of how you built it, one, it has so many pieces of your story. One,
And I didn't even realize that till right now. I don't think I've ever said out loud that I went to night school.
yeah, that's what I said. I've never heard you say that. Like,
I lived in night school. I don't want you to think I went to it. I lived in night school. That's what's so crazy about it. And I don't think until this moment. I don't think anyone's ever known. Like, I don't even think my husband knows that. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, I've never in the many years that I've known you, and you've talked about night school. I've never known that you went to night school. And what I find fascinating is, one, that night school was such a breath for you.
Yeah,
a breath of life, a breath of hope, a breath of learning. Like, you like to learn.
I do.
And so it makes sense that, yeah, like,
You know what, I'll tell you what else though, is that when I went to night school, honest to God, is the first time in my life that I felt like I was in a room with people like me. That is the truth.
I can see that, yeah.
And I've never thought about till now. It was like misfits
yeah.
of people, and the person teaching that person, but the teacher who took it on in the school teaching night school, he was a misfit too.
Yeah.
He looked kind of awkward. He was this white guy with like 70s hair.
Right.
You know, we were in the 2000s or 90s, you know, like, but everybody was a room of misfits, and they had situations happening.
Right.
And I constantly felt like at school, like, man, if you only knew what was going on in my world.
Yeah.
You know?
And they probably felt the same.
And even though I didn't really talk to them, Matt, it's just the fact that they were there.
Yeah.
Ah, what an interesting moment.
It's fascinating that you say that you were at home, but yet you really felt alone. And I think a lot of people, especially people that are entrepreneurs, people that have a dream, artists, creatives, when they have a vision that nobody else gets, nobody else wants to support, nobody else sees or understands, why would you invest that much time? Why would you invest that many dollars? Why would you invest your heart and your passion into building something that doesn't make sense? You were in a home environment that you felt alone, and I know I have, and in the coaching that I've done with other clients, like, a lot of people feel alone in this journey. You created a space for people to come and to be seen, to know that it's okay, that they don't have to do it right the first time, but they have to stay in movement.
They have to stay in movement, and I think that's why I made it 7 days. Because like master classes that I saw back then, so night school probably starts like 2016 maybe, and everything I had seen in this world of teaching online and just education outside of traditional education was 3 days, you know, 10-day challenges, and send them a video with a bunch of emails, and, you know, I didn't see anything that had what I was looking for, which was like, what I needed was like submersion. I needed to go to a place. Because so like night school, if you're trying to pass a class, you got to go 3-4 hours a night. So like 7 to 10, 4 days a week.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like after school at 4 o'clock, I had to be back there at 5 or 6 o'clock. Like my whole life was in school.
Yeah.
You know, and by that, I did not become a scholar student, but I got back into AB classes. I probably did not start doing drugs. You know, like I probably didn't do other things because it gave me somewhere to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I were going to be home, I would have been alone.
And you also felt connected to something.
I felt connected to something, even though I was probably the worst student. I'm serious. Knowing me, I sat in the back of the class like this, quiet. I wasn't studious, but I did show up.
Right.
And that's half of the battle, just showing up.
Just like when you're going to the gym. Like, I know, you know, people that are starting to go to the gym or haven't wanted to go to the gym. Half the battle is just getting there.
It's half the battle. It's a real battle, though. And people underestimate that battle. And they call those people lazy, and they call those people this, that. It's like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You really don't know. Like, half of the battle, like, it was so hard for me to just get to school. It was hard for me to be in school. It was hard for me to be around, to live. It was hard for me to be the daughter of immigrants in a U.S. world. It was just hard to be Tiffany Largie. It was, for me, it was difficult.
So who is night school for?
Night school's for the person who, night school's for the person who knows, they can feel it. They can feel the version of themselves that they have been wanting, craving, or desiring. And they have like this 1% of hope that they keep holding on to in a string, and they don't even know where it comes from, and they keep going, oh, but God, And I'm not saying God doesn't and didn't, but it's not that. They know that they did something, or they want to be aware or be able to verbalize that they did that 1% to keep themselves intact. And they just need some help, and they just need to be seen and acknowledged, and they just need to be somewhere and feel like, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. It's okay that I'm different.
Yeah.
Like today I know that it's okay that I'm different, but back then, boy, that was the end of me.
I think one of the greatest things that I see happen within night school is that people for the first time feel like they matter and that they're seen.
And they're home.
Yeah.
They can kind of let their hair out. They can crack a joke that they find funny. It's like they catch a vibe.
Right.
And night school is, let me tell you what night school is. Night school is education and a family reunion mixed into one.
It's a great way to explain it.
It's like the family reunion that you didn't know that you needed. And you got a personal invitation. You automatically eat all the food,
right. And you stay for leftovers.
And you identify that crazy uncle, that why is she like that aunt.
Right.
You find your cousins.
Yep.
You this with your sister or brother, that was one or two, and you get to build community, and micro community real fast.
Yeah.
So if you were alone, or if you felt alone in the midst of a lot of people, because you could be alone in the midst of a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
You find your family, I don't want to say the word tribe because we don't use that word, but you find your people, your vibe world. That's the do the damn thing community.
Right.
Then you find not a doctrine that you can adhere to, because I don't want to say it's my doctrine, but it's like the do the damn thing philosophy. Right. And you start thinking about your values, what you tolerate, who you need to get rid of, the things that you've allowed, why you keep getting held back. But then what's cool is that you're like, man, listen to what he just said or she just said. They're like me. They're actually like me on the inside, not surface.
Right.
But then night school now has evolved to these micro pod spaces where you can connect with 4 people and see them on camera and go and hang out after the sessions and catch a vibe. And it's like you find your sister and your brother that you want to talk to.
And that you don't know that you needed. And the person that doesn't look or act the same way that you do.
Don't live in the same place.
Yeah. And I watching their virtual tables and their connection, and then watching the engagement of people in the private communities and the supporting is
so
just
good.
Yeah, it's delicious. What are some of the things that happens, content-wise, that people learn and experience through night school?
The foundation of it is rooted in what is your story and how do we use this thing. That's it. There's other elements of it, but I don't want to say, well, day 1, we do this, and day 2. There is a clear structure for how do you take yourself and your story as you are, and not just develop it, but use it to build. And to build something that'll last, and to build something that other people can stand on, But what ends up happening, and to build almost like your own mini empire. And instead of calling it if you could think past the ideas of the empire of business, and no, just think of the empire of you.
Yeah, it's like your do the damn thing life.
Yes, your true do the damn thing life and designing it. And then, what ends up happening is that we walk through, I try my best to stay to what we're supposed to have for the day. But I find myself feeling the energy of the room and teaching what is relevant to today based on current things. and then asking other people if it's someone else teaching or whatever's happening for us to make adjustments real time to what's current. Because if you were to go to like any mass event that you've seen anywhere in the world, you're going to see that they have a book and the workbook is static, and then they just teach
follow
it,
that line.
and they do this and they do that, right, of what's happening by the hour, because it's a show. This is not a show. This is a truth. There is no curriculum in front of me. There are no confidence monitors on the floor. There is no cue cards or, you know, teleprompters.
Right.
No.
I think it's really fascinating. Like, I think it's one of the greatest things and ways that night school stays so relevant to what's happening in the real world and the real time. Like, it's a live experience, but people are able to share what's happening in the world, and you teach from that space of what's happening in the world.
I feel like that's just so current. Current, so important, because the person's drowning at home.
Yeah.
They're drowning, or they're drowning in their life or in their business or in their world.
But they're still looking good. On the outside, like they look like they got it all together.
They got
their
that
social
makeup
media
thing.
post is good. They're driving the certain car.
Totally.
They've got the certain bag on them.
For sure.
They've got all of the good looks, but yet inside they're
running
incomplete.
empty, but they're more than incomplete. They're actually like feeling a little bit of lostness, and they know it because they sit at their desk and they kind of sometimes go, "What do I do now? What am I doing? What am I doing?" Or they have days where they're like, "I don't want to get out of bed," or they're just like, "I'm done. I'm over it." And it's not that you're not clear. It's just that you don't have all of you. So in night school, I'm gonna teach. So in night school, the focus is to get the person from I don't know where to go to, oh my gosh, all this potential right where I am right now, not the future version of me, but right where I am. And then for them to be excited, not hyped.
Yeah.
Excited about the possibility, and then to have the room to build in the room. That's why there are certain days like Q&A days and things like that, because, and not just Q&A, like any question that comes in the chat, I'm going to answer every last one of them.
I was just going to ask, so like most of like webinars or trainings that people have, they're one directional, you know, directly to the camera. I'm going to teach you this, and then you're going to follow this workbook that you have, and then at the end you're going to turn in your homework, and then it's done.
Yeah.
Night school is a very different experience. Night school actually used to have you drinking. There's still a whiskey bottle that is on set with us every single time.
There is.
It's part of the brand. It's part of who we are. Like it's a.
You said used to, like it's not coming back, like it's left.
Well, it's on vacation right now.
That's fair.
It's on vacation, but like, what is so different in the training aspect of what night school is, and the support that they get and the community that they get?
None of it is rehearsed. This is not a show. It is actual real time, and it is 33 hours of at a minimum of core education. There have been times where that night school session will start at 5 or 6 o'clock and it'll go till 2 in the morning.
Yeah, I remember there was one group that was there till 3
4 in the morning.
Yeah,
I remember once sitting in Los Angeles and looking at the time and going, is that the sun outside coming up? And we had like 97% of the people still online around the world, because they don't want to go to sleep, and they're catching their own vibe. And it's like, that's the moment. It's like, I'm home. I belong somewhere. So the goal is to take the person, moving them away from hype tactics into truth, into a seed that gets planted inside of them where they know that they're possible. There is no objective of like pitching the person, or you know, creating an offer in the center so that the person buys, and then through that purchase they become part of something. And I truly give away the knowledge at no cost.
Which is very different from a lot of people. Like most speakers, most people will go through and give enough, but they don't give the complete until they buy a program.
Because they're not really trying to help people. They're just trying to help more of themselves, you know?
She said it.
They're not really trying to help people. I tell you what, I've been teaching for 10 years. I can count on less than a hand of people who are actually helping people, and that's their objective. I'm serious. Every time I hear people say, oh, well, you know, I want to help people and I want to do this. And I'm like, yeah, but why is that information behind a $2,000 paid wall? Why isn't it accessible? Because the truth of the matter is that I feel like for every business and for every community, there should be a world of serving and helping people that are hungry. Because like for me, I was hungry. I just needed access. I just needed information. I didn't need any handouts. I've never needed a handout. I've never needed a handout. Just knowing what to do and feeling like I mattered was it. Night school back then gave me the opportunity to self-apply myself to the courses and classes that were relevant to me graduating. And the guarantee was that if I showed up and I did the minimum, I would get a passing grade.
Right.
That's where that do the damn thing avatar comes in, because they just want a passing grade, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
Where other people shame them for not wanting a $400,000 paycheck. You get the difference? It's like, I just wanted a passing grade. I just need a C.
And most of those people that are already dealing with having to do in order to prove themselves. Like, it's just another layer of junk, another layer of negative belief.
But they're awesome people, and if they can just get from behind, not their limiting beliefs. Because I got to tell you, I think that word really makes me mad. It's not about limiting beliefs. It's like the cards that they've been dealt.
One of my favorite lessons is actually the Coke demo, because it shows like there's the real you and there's never less than. Like when we are born, we all come with love, we all come with courage, we all come with trust, we all come with our sense of determination. Like all of these qualities are in every single child. If you think of a child between the ages of 0 and 4, and you think about the positive qualities of them, they're all loving, they're all forgiving, they're courageous. They'll jump in a pool when they don't know that they can't swim.
Yeah, for sure.
We are the ones who stop them and say, no, you can't do that. So we put limits as parents, as guardians, and yes, we care about them. We don't want them to drown. But their brains and their minds only hear, you can't, don't do that.
Yeah.
And so when we think about limiting beliefs, you're not limited. You just have blocked access to who you truly are.
That's exactly it.
And I think one of the things that night school does, and I just do the damn thing in general, reminds people of who they truly are, the truth of their story, the truth of who they have always been, and that it's okay to be that person.
And you can be them right now.
Yeah.
And you can be more right now.
What's one of your in 16 semesters, you had a lot of students that have come through.
Yeah, I've had a lot of students. Yeah.
What is one of your favorite success stories or wins that you have seen through night school?
Can I tell you who my favorite student was? I have and I don't want to, because it's hard to measure success in what I'm feeling right now. My favorite student, I think, or she's amongst the top 2 or 3. Her name is, I don't want to mess it up, Mayuri,
yep. Yes.
She is a woman who came and enrolled in night school, and she has ASL, which is what, yes. Yep. You messed me up with the acronym.
Sorry.
It's ASL. I was going to say it right the first time. But she got diagnosed, I think in her 30s, young, ASL. And she came to a semester as a almost more than bedridden. She's almost a quadriplegic.
Yeah, so she has no movement in her body except for her eyes.
Her eyes are the only thing that have a movement. And I did not know who she was. I had never heard of her before. But she was a student. I remember her getting an assignment, and the assignment was to the impact circles. She drew the circles with her mind through a computer, turned it in. I did not know this at the time, but she turns it in, and she's like, hey, tell me if I did the assignment wrong. And I looked at the assignment because I used to grade all the papers myself back then, and I was like, tell me if you did it wrong. And I was like, why are they like this? And then I had one of the team members to tell me that this woman is drawing it through a computer, and I blew my mind because this woman showed up. She did all of the homework. She did all of the homework more, bigger, better than some of the students who were fully able to do it on a worksheet. She was never late. She asked a ton of questions. So like at that moment, I went back thinking of all the chat questions that because I just see the names sometimes, you know, and that I don't really get, sometimes I'm not able to get into the group to see the picture, and I don't really click back to the profile. A lot of people think I do, and I'm stalking them. I don't. I'm really focused on the homework.
Right.
Because my focus is to just help the person. You know, it's not to get caught up in any other detail. And when I saw that this woman, this amazing woman, boy, let me tell you something. She showed me something that made me sit back in my chair. She showed me a totally different level of what it means to show up and what it means to be hungry for self. And what it means to just want self.
Yes.
And what it means to want self and to not make an excuse.
And to actually do the damn thing.
And to do the damn thing. I tell you, that semester forever changed me. And I decided two things. I decided that I wouldn't put night school behind a paywall. I wouldn't let the entry fee be something more. Let me revise it. I would never let the entry fee be more than something that I believe the person can handle. And that allowed everybody to have an instant access to themselves. And yes, that's like it's like the do the damn thing brand promise.
Yeah.
We're never going to turn anyone away. Do the damn thing is going to care until it can't anymore, and that's going to be either when I don't have breath or when the world ends. That we're going to continue to care about people past their ability to make the next payment. I'm like choked up over this. Thank you. My super bougie sparkling water.
So fancy. We should get them as an official sponsor to night school. Hey Waterloo. Want to sponsor transformation? Want to be a part of some magic? Want to change the world one story at a time? DM me. Okay. That's going to be my commercial I'm going to send to them. Let me ask you, what is one of the greatest wins for you in the 16 semesters of night school?
One of the greatest wins for me in the 16 semesters of running night school is having kept the promise. We have seen thousands of people around the world, indirectly and directly, because every time there's someone watching night school in their home, because it's an event, you know, and it's loud, boisterous. It's not slides, it's a whole party.
Right.
So night school is an entire party of a family reunion that meets educational moments, you know, in which we get the person from not believing to totally believing and a plan. So I can't tell you the amount of people who are watching night school behind the person who's registered.
Right.
The amount of children, teenagers, brothers who have written me and be like, my sister's watching night school, she's on day 4, I really like blah, blah, blah. There's a set of daughters who, they're probably in their 20s now, but when they were 18 and 19, they sent me a note. And they were like, man, day 5 was so great, you know? And it's for me understanding and knowing the amount of impact, true impact, quantifiable impact that I can go, we did that.
Yeah.
The other part of it is that independent of the fact that I'm drinking, independent of the fact that there's language that might be different, the holiest of holiest, right down to the rawest, they all find themselves in the same room and they're happy to be together.
Yeah.
Because we're no longer connected by ideas around intellectual ideas. I like this, I'm from Miami, I was born in the 70s, all those surface ways of connecting, they're gone. They don't matter. Could they have some relevancy? Maybe, sort of, sure. But the real relevancy is, what is your story? What is your purpose here on this planet? And for the person who is a doubter or a hater, I feel that I've silently converted a lot of people because they watch their wives go through a 7-day, and you can't hear me, you can't help but hear my voice ricochet through the house.
Right.
Because most of these people don't wear headphones.
Yeah.
They just have this thing playing on their computer, you know?
Right.
And so they're like, when you hear me say, hey, you're either doing the damn thing or you're not, or everything changes when you stop managing other people's insecurities, or if you could dream wildly to the point where this thing just makes no sense, what would you want? And if it's not that, and I say, hey, you deserve to be happy. If I, like, when you hear those words, you can't help. You can't help but listen even for a second.
Yeah.
Just the other day, you know, when I went to an event here in Phoenix with Visit Phoenix, and I ran into this couple, she came to night school. This woman she runs a business. She happens to be in Arizona, you know, so it was wild for me to see her. She continued to work with us, but make no mistake about it, her husband, who became a believer of Tiffany Largie and then supported all her ventures, he is not interested in personal development. He is not trying to run a business. He is just the great husband who supports. He would listen to me, and eventually he was like, I'll never forget. He comes up to me, some city that they flew to come see me speak. And he comes up to me, he says something like, hey, you know, my wife watches you in night school. I think you're all right. You know, and I was like,
Thanks.
Thank you, you know.
Yeah.
But that was his way of like, you're approved, you know. And that means that that person gets more support.
Yeah.
They get more help. They get, you know, they're not as isolated. Even if the other person doesn't go with them, like, it's like, oh, like, this is a thing. And then they get to calm things like, is she a fraud? Is this a fraudulent? Is this hype? Is this like church? You get to squash all of it because it's so unedited and I'm so raw.
Yeah.
You know, that like from wiping my nose to going off camera because I need tissue. And you know what I mean? Dropping stuff on the floor and picking it up.
Right.
Like,
I think that the realness and the rawness of the moment is something that we never get to see. Everybody is so worried about getting it perfect and getting it right. For the person, so night school is for creating a do the damn thing life in all areas, but it's also for building business or building a movement and building your message. What are the things that somebody would learn if they are an entrepreneur or they are somebody who's building something, whether that be a business or a movement? What are the things that they learn through the week?
One of the core things that they learn is how to tell their story, their entire story, in 3 sentences. Their whole story, not a story. One of the other components is they learn very quickly how to identify what they are tolerating, which are the things that are holding them back. They're getting in the way. They're getting in the way. So they learn how to build a master map on getting rid of them. They also learn very quickly the mechanics of creating a really sexy offer to the world based on who they are and what they know, versus drop shipping, building a store, learning how to bake, you know what I mean? Like learning how to do a skill and then going and doing the skill and then helping people, or building a course. Yeah. You can take what you know and your story and make some significant dollars right now, or a significant change to your lifestyle. Maybe it's not just in dollars. Maybe it's going to work for a really cool team. You know, where you're not living alone anymore. Right. You know, like even here, like in the do the damn thing world, and all the team members, no matter what part of the brand they work for, whether it's the thread, the thrift shop, or it's the story agency or the house of story, they're a vibe. They can't be a part of anything we're doing because we're cool and we have a lot of fun. You know, and we're just cool. We're cool. Right. Yeah, I have to emphasize, like,
even as our team is so silently sitting in the back over there, like, they're cool.
They're cool. They're just cool people.
We'd say, how do you, everybody?
And the truth is that, like, I'm not even interested as much in your resume. I'm really interested in your story. You know, because I need to make sure it's connected. So it's like opportunity. How do you turn over your opportunities hiding right around you right now so you could live a different life? Yeah. Like live a life you actually want to live, one you get excited about waking up and going and seeing.
I happen to glance over right now and I see the picture of Wembley. And it's behind AJ over there.
We're going to go over there. You know what's cool? My children are now invested in heading to Wembley. My daughter today said to me, well, Mom, that really won't matter because when we all have our new, what did she say, our new citizenship over there, then it'll be really easy to figure out a shorter path to get to Wembley. My oldest daughter said that to me about 10 o'clock this morning.
Got it.
And I was like, yep. Because she's like, I mean, you said we're going to go to Wembley, so I guess we're going to Wembley. And it's a totally different way of planting a seed. Wembley is the largest It's the largest stadium in the world.
Yeah,
you know?
90,000 people.
And so, therefore, being able to cast a vision so big that she's like, we are going, not if we go.
Right.
Right? It's a totally different way of identifying, like, this is what I want, or this is what I believe, or this is what I hope for, or there's my wild dream, and let me go ahead and cast and actually anticipate it's happening. She was dead A, you know? She was like, we are
She's
going.
like done. I was talking to one of our team members yesterday about Wembley, and in the conversation, she kind of stopped for a moment. And she was like, "Wait, we're planning an event in London."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yes, we are." Like, it's what I love for me, and what Wembley represents is the global impact that we
Totally.
have been working hard. Like, night school is our way of reaching the world. It's not just a U.S. thing.
No.
It's like we have students that are from around the world, people that are staying up till 4, starting class
At 4 in
at
the
4
morning,
in the
their
morning.
time, 2 in the morning.
Yes.
We've had so many different countries from the continent of Africa. We've had Asian countries. We've had Australia. We've had Canadians and Tim Horton in there. We've had Mexicans. I mean,
We talk
in
about Tim
Mexico.
Horton. We talk about Tim Horton during night school. It's one of her favorite places.
Yeah, I love it. We've had Mexicans, Jamaicans. We've had so many people in, and Europe on a whole. I can't tell you how many countries. I wish I knew. It's definitely north of 40 countries that I could say that in the time that we've had people who have come and they more than one day, participated more than one day, and they've been present, and I've graded that work. And what I have found is that we are all fighting for the same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't mean equality. I mean to be seen and heard and visible, which is its own version of equality. It's like I want to matter. That's it. I just want to matter.
What's next for night school? Like, if you could dream and you could dream wildly, and what night school continues to grow into, what is that? Other than the investment of a stripper pole somewhere in the class.
Boy, bye.
We gotta have that stripper pole. We have stripper names.
You know what I wish a night school could be? If I could dream and dream wildly, honestly, and this is an honest, like, man, could we do this? I would love to see night school available in physical cities around the country, around the world. Like, it's one thing to be virtual, but it's something totally different if we could bring those people together. Where they could go to class with each other during night school.
Yeah.
Like, there's two levels of this. So the first level reminds me of something that I attempted to do and do the damn thing very early. We had chapters. We had actual active chapters, and I'm very proud of it. I don't talk about it enough because I feel like I didn't, I don't want to use the word failed, but I failed in getting back to it. There was just this period of time where I was too overwhelmed with what was happening spiritually and physically and what I was seeing and my ability around do the damn thing to reach and see and help people.
Yeah.
And so I just stopped. I kind of put a cold turkey to everything, and that included these chapters, and I never put them back up. But we had a chapter, so people physically who were do the damn thing, who went to the live event, they went to the big event, then in their city, they hosted a chapter meeting. And they got together once a month, and it was amazing. And they got together, and I visited, when I lived in LA, I visited the ones in Tucson. There was one in Tucson. There was one in Tucson. There was one in Phoenix. There was one in Maryland, Dulles, not by Dulles Airport, another one by Dulles Airport, so Baltimore, and this one, there was one in Raleigh. And there's something powerful about getting together with people who just, you could hug. Because sometimes you need a hug. You really need someone just hold your hand and be like, tell me 10 more minutes of what's happening. And I was so proud of these damn chapters.
Sounds like that's something that we gotta bring back.
Because we had a lot of people. We didn't have 4 people showing up.
Yeah.
We had people. They had a kit. They had banners. There was a chapter president kind of a thing, but there was no clear money involved, and that's
Right.
where I didn't scale it. I wanted to do it as goodwill, almost like Girl Scouts,
Right.
you know, volunteer goodwill. But I realized that I needed to put money in some of it, and I just couldn't emotionally figure out how to put money. You know, I didn't want to be like these other groups. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just don't know. I feel like that's the greatest opportunity, is figuring out how to, two things. So the first is chapters where people can get together in their city, even if it's just to do like a Super Bowl watch together.
Yeah.
So it's a night school watches in cities. That's it. What's next to it is I really like to see centers. I'd like to see us have locations where someone who is alone could walk into and actually get help and enroll in night school and enroll in a thing, but not like a non-for-profit government-ran program where there's just someone who's waiting to collect a check. Because that's really what the most of those centers are. And I'm not going to say I'm not knocking them. I am. A good portion of those centers are ran by people who collect a check.
Right.
You know, so they don't really have to be innovative. They don't
Which
have
is
to
why
care.
we saw a lot of when government started pulling money, all
Yeah.
these places started closing and all the services were going out. Like,
They didn't want to serve the people without sitting back and collecting a check.
Yeah.
I want to go out and be aggressive and help people and figure out what the balance is of collecting $1 enough to pay for the thing of helping people as a for-profit entity.
Yeah.
Because I think you can care in that way. So for me, that's it. It's like, where do people go?
For the person who's thinking about, is night school for me? So they're almost on the fence of should I go or should I not go? What do you say to that person?
Oh my gosh, you got to be there. What? Night school is everything. It's one of my favorite times of the year. I tell you, one is we run it right now 4 times a year, once a quarter. I really wish I could figure out how to do it once a month. I wish I could do it once a month, even if it was like, you know, half live 1 month and then like fully live the next or something like that. Like, I wish. Night school is amazing. It is the only place in which like all bets are off and you never know what's going to happen, and you know you're part of an experience in history that will just never happen again.
Yeah.
And you never know who's going to enter the room, and you never know what part of yourself you'll find, and it's so deep and it's so wide.
Yeah.
And it's almost infinite, because once the cameras go off, you continue to do a work. It's not just about showing up for the 2-3 hours, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really about like diving in, because I force you, and the process. It's not just me, because it's not just me but myself. There are other great people who come and teach, but the process forces you to dig so deep in yourself, but you can't help but to face yourself and stare at yourself in the mirror until you give yourself an answer way after the camera goes off, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that the person is haunted by the answer that they need to come up with, and that they're haunted by the truth that they want to find for themselves. I love it. I feel so happy when the cameras go off and I'm like, I know, I know you're in your head right now. I know what you're feeling. Bye, you know.
Or they're pissed off because you like
They're
push a button.
angry.
Yeah, you push some buttons.
Yeah, and I'm like, bye, you know. And then I get to see them through the homework. I think that's it. I see night school as, for the person who's considering being a part of it, yes, there's being a part of it now, but think of being a part of it always. I'm looking forward to developing night school into something bigger than I could have ever seen, into its own brand and its own world, where there is a school for people like us. Kind of like how the X-Men did. That's exactly how I see it. Like, I love that. I don't love X-Men because I think they're inferior to Marvel, which is a different conversation. But for the record, I just said the truth. Everybody collect yourselves.
Whoa.
Just collect yourself. You'll be all right. But the truth is that I love when we go into that house and he's maneuvering in his wheelchair.
Yep.
And I see that student who comes in and they're young and they're like, I always felt alone at home or in my city. I came here and I belong. I can't touch you, or I can't use blah, 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 but whatever you are, it's okay and it's accepted because you're here.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel. I feel that there's a campus to be built, and that's exactly what I want to do next.
I love that.
And that's the truth. And I think about it all the time. I tell you, I think about it all the time. Even in this building, you know, I was standing here the other day thinking to myself, standing here by myself, I came to drop something off, and I was like, man, could you be a campus?
I was actually, I thought of that and looking at how we have like the night school set that's here. We had an activity here where we had
Yeah.
classroom setups. We have all of that. I was like, this is such a great learning center.
People can just come in, they can drive.
Yeah.
There's something serious about knowing you have somewhere to go.
Go.
It's the reason why people get excited about going to church on that Sunday when they haven't gone for a long time, because they have backslidden. They showed up to church and then they're 84 minutes in and they're like, I should have stayed home. I knew I should have stayed home, because they have hype, but it doesn't fill their cup.
It's funny. I have always said that do the damn thing is undercover ministry.
It is.
Like it's.
I had no idea till you started talking about it. I had no idea that what I was doing all these years was making money over here to pay for what I was doing. I was no different than all those non-for-profits. I just did it as a for-profit.
Right.
I made money over here in these ways through the name, and I just helped people. And it wasn't until you really identified it, someone outside coming close, and was like, this is a ministry. I don't call it a ministry, but it is.
And we are now.
And we are now. And thank God you're an ordained pastor.
Dun, dun, dun. In the name of the.
No.
Just kidding. In the name of the stripper pole. In the name.
Don't
of
do it.
the...
Don't let these people think there are those people here.
What would be it would be in the name of coffee.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory or moment in night school? What is the reason why? Because you came to night school to observe this madness. And what's your favorite moment of night school? One of your favorite moments. Because one of my favorite moments has you in it.
Uh-oh.
I was looking at it the other day.
What moment?
I'm wearing a sequence silver top with red lips, black glasses, and jeans.
Yes. I was out at the other studio here, and yes, I remember that day.
And Matt and I just held hands. We just held each other like this.
Just talked.
Talked and did a bunch of nonsense.
I think that's actually what my favorite part is. Like, I know that there's always content, there's curriculum of what's going to be taught, but it's the moments of like a real conversation where somebody says something or something happens, and you feel the weight of the moment. You feel
Of the truth.
of the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's actually in overall
Yeah.
my favorite in there, because you never know when that's going to happen.
No clue.
I think one of the other things that I love is just watching the connection. I've seen too many people who I know have walked feeling alone, and there's a reason why they come back.
For
12
sure.
times, 13 times.
Night school's all the things. They come back 12, 13, 14 times because there's nothing like it, and you're not going to get it anywhere else.
And you're never going to experience the same thing.
Twice.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
So good.
It was the birth of the Depends diaper.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it.
So how does somebody become?
I'm going to blow up the picture of you in Depends and put it in my office wall. I'm dead serious. I'm going to blow... No, you did that in history, and then you put an M on it.
For Magic Man Matt.
I can't. You know, I'm really looking forward to developing night school into something different. It feels like a project in front of me. You know, not to scale it and have more attendees, but I see it on TV.
Yeah.
I do. I see some form of it on television. Like, I see it and I can feel it, and I can feel it, and I feel it, and I feel the experience. Like right now, I was talking just this week about, could we truly get in front of like a Letterman jacket? You know?
That'd be dope.
Like, yeah. Like,
or at least some really cool hoodies.
Yeah, well, school spirit.
Yeah, the hoodies, like with the do the damn
thing,
thing,
yes,
the night school
like
logo,
that.
and yeah.
Yeah, with the white rib thing.
And you can even get patches.
You got me.
Like if you make enough touchdowns, you get a basketball on there or like something.
This is why this has to end. You just told the people basketball and football okay, we're done. We're done.
So for the person who wants to be a part of night school and experience night school, what do they do?
They need to, I don't know. First, you need to decide what you want. And then come bring it over to us and stock a link or, you know, night school, do the damn thing night school, or enroll in night school. You just have to be ready and come find it. I'm not going to say enroll in this link now. Nah, just come find it. I think what we are going to do though is limit the amount of seats. I see that coming up.
Yeah.
So the students are intentional.
And if you're watching this video right now, this is really your sign, meaning it showed up for you, it's your message. So if you're already watching, you've watched all of this, it's time. It's time. Look, she even got her hands going. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm ready. I've never felt so ready, though, is the truth. I don't think anyone's ready for this next night school. I'm dead serious. I don't think even anyone's ready. This next night school is going to be ridiculous.
I believe it.
And I can't wait. I'm serious. I cannot wait.